Alright guys, we need to fucking talk. Obviously I'm home from Bayshore. Obviously I'm doing the vlog, but using the phone, or propping the phone up so I can sit like this, in a way. So I know you guys can't see it because of how the camera's positioned. You guys will get to see it in a future video. Hopefully, tomorrow. But the reason why I say hopefully is because of the weather. I don't know how to fucking put this, dude. So, I did the 3 videos for Bayshore to cover, for Friday, Saturday, and today, Friday, yesterday, and today, Bayshore wise. And I said if I could, because I had a feeling that we were going to be getting some shitty weather, which thankfully I was able to get out. We beat the weather home, but we had an expensive fucking oops happen. So we, meaning Dad, put a receiver hitch like on the back of a truck, for like pulling trailers. On the back of the camper, it's just that 2-inch receiver to put like a hitch. It doesn't have the mounting things for the chains. It's just where the hitch would slide, that 2-inch receiver. And we put that on the bumper to Jayco, our current camper, for the bike carrier, to bring the bikes with us so that we don't have to wait on Mom to come up now that she has Kia. So Dad came back into town on Friday to get me, grabbed the bikes and everything. Obviously, he's seen from the Bayshore videos, I had the blue bike. It's obviously about that. Sorry, I'm hearing shit. So, go through the weekend. The weekend went fucking great. Went beautifully. Perfect weather. The rain held off until after we got done unloading the camper. So thankfully we had no rain until after unloading the camper was done. Sorry, I gotta stand. I can't sit like that for too long. I got big fat legs. So, try to keep talking here while I'm trying to get my legs to stop fucking freaking out. Me and Dad throw the bikes on the bike carrier on the back of the camper. I made the fucking mistake to not make sure everything was tight, and I lost the blue fucking bike. I don't have it anymore. So I was sitting on about $1,400. That's what the bike was brand new. What it costed brand new. Not counting. You threw in tax, it would have been like $1,450 or something like that. Whatever it was after tax. So I'm just saying $1,400 before tax and shipping. $1,400. So I was sitting on about $4,000 or a little over, almost $1,500 after tax and whatever. Now I'm gonna get back down. Now my legs are fine. So like I said, I was sitting at about $1,500 after tax, sales tax and shipping. But the bike, I'm just gonna say $1,400 because that's what the bike was worth, brand new. The bike was already fucking 5 years old. It's gone. Fell off the back of the fucking camper when we were doing 45, 50 miles an hour down a fucking old highway. Because, old 57, if you know, like, the Green Bay area enough, like how I do, the old 57 ran through Bayshore and then past Club Chalet and all that and whatever. Then they moved it over probably about 15, 20 feet. I don't know, 50, maybe 50 to 100. I really don't know. So it fell off the camper, most likely fell down a fucking cliff. So whoever's gonna get it may get it. I put a post out saying, you know, if they find a bike, you know, it's mine. Please get a hold of me and I'll arrange to pay you for finding it. You know, I didn't offer that, or I didn't say that, but I'm gonna offer to be like, hey, you know, did you want? I try to float him some cash for finding the fucking bike. You know, so now I gotta do another video. I know it's a sad vlog, I know. But now I gotta do another video for the riding channel. Which, speaking of which, I gotta get up again anyway, my knees are locking up. Because I'm not used to not crouching. Hey, they fucking cut the grass all the way finally. Oh, now I'm a little lightheaded. Because I got the phone propped up here. So, that's my new one. It's a Norco Bigfoot. It's got 26 inch by 4.8 wide tires. You know, it looks like I could comfortably go up to maybe 5 wide if I wanted, but I don't think I'm gonna go that wide. I mean, I may drop it down a tiny bit and stay at around 4.5, but you know, I'm way zoomed out yet. So everything that I have done to the blue bike, which granted I've only had the fucking blue bike for like 6-7 months. Wait. Christmas Day would have been a month. No, Christmas Eve would have been a month. 24th of January, February, March, April, May. I was just closing in on 7 months. I was just over 6 months of owning that bike, and now it's fucking gone. So, you know, Dad did make a good point. I'm agreeing with him on this. You know, he'd rather lose the fuck. You know, he said, in his opinion, I'm not going to argue with him because he's right. You know, he'd rather lose. He said it to me this way because we finally went and put the camper back in storage. You know, so now it's back in storage. You know, it's not at Grandma's. It's in storage. He said, look at it this way. You know, what would you rather lose? The bike, the camper, the truck, or our lives? I said, you landed kind of best case scenario out of all of this. And I said, well, how so? He said, well, you got to look at it. We could have lost the camper. You know, that's $20-some thousand right there. Yeah, campers are expensive. You know, I don't remember exactly what we paid. Hey, it looks like a wood truck or something. See if right there. It's like a wood truck or yeah, it could be a wood truck because I don't think that's a beaver. It might be a beaver. But it could also be a wood truck too. So, you know, he said we could have lost the camper. You know, and the camper could have been totaled. Could have lost the truck, and the truck could have been totaled. You know, the truck is could easily be $30,000. But I know Dad didn't pay that. You know, I don't remember what he paid, but I know he didn't pay $30,000. You know, I just say the shit's $30,000 to keep people away from buying his shit because I know we need the shit to pull that fucking camper. You know, we paid, over $20,000 for sure. You know, I'll tell you guys, it's over $20,000. You know, that's why I say $20-something thousand fucking dollar camper. You know, the camper could have been totaled, the truck could have been totaled, alongside of the camper could have been totaled alongside with the truck, and we could be either seriously injured or dead. You know, the Bay Shore shit wouldn't be getting out. You know, the Bay Shore vlogs wouldn't be getting out. The vlogs wouldn't be getting out. You know, riding shit wouldn't be out. Vlogs wouldn't be getting out. You know, so I'm very fucking grateful. Yeah, it was a fucking expensive fucking mistake that I've only had for 7 goddamn months. But I still wish I had that fucking bike, but now I don't have to deal with the fucking bullshit it has. Only because now it's gonna cost me way fucking more than what it's worth to fix it, because now it's probably sitting at the bottom of a fucking cliff. Damaged beyond repair. So the wheels are probably fucking shot. The frame's probably fucking shot. Bars are probably fucked. Seat for sure is fucked. The grips are probably junk. Let alone the bar ends. My odometer's MIA, you know, because it went with the fucking bike. In the end, I'm just happy that it only costed me a fucking bike and not my life or the fucking camper or my dad's life or truck or, you know. I'm just, like I said, I'm just fucking happy it didn't cost the truck, the camper, mine or dad's lives. I'm happy it was just the fucking bike. Yeah, I wish I was still here, but now with the issues that have kept pissing me off, I'm glad I'm not dealing with it anymore. I'm sorry. So, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna end the video here. I know I'm pushing 12 fucking minutes, so I'm gonna have to fucking do this shit all over again for the riding channel. So I'll see you guys in the next video.